What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take, and I got with me Mr. T. Mr. T, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? How's it going?
All right, so this is going to be a little bit a different fresh take. So for this fresh take, by now you should know about the passing of Chadwick Boseman, King T'Challa. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Jackie Robinson in 42, Thurgood Marshall. I still need to see that movie.
It was good.
Yeah, so basically the majority of every black historical figure. I was waiting for him to play Martin Luther King at some point. Um, so I mean, it was a joke, but back around what was it, 2014? That's what we all thought he was going to be doing for the rest of his career.
Yeah, we thought that was his shtick.
Yeah,
he played historical black figures, and I was like, all right, that's cool.
I'm like, okay, you look nothing like Thurgood Marshall, but I'll roll with it. So yeah, he passed away private battle with colon cancer, and I didn't know this. The people at Marvel and Disney didn't even know. That's wow. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, okay, they had to. I'm like, Feige had to know. Feige didn't know. Coogler didn't know. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
His family, and they respected his wishes not to say anything. The mere fact that he had colon cancer and still went to visit children's hospitals and give hope to kids who had cancer. I'm like, man, bruh, I can't complain about nothing, bruh.
That's some other level stuff right there, man.
Yeah, I'm like, this man did like, what was it, 7 movies while he was sick from 2016 to 2020? Because he got 2 more movies supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And he did his lines for What If.
Crazy.
I can't complain about nothing no more.
No, I mean, I've said that before, but looking at this guy, it's like people complaining about, their little things. It's like, this dude was facing down death, and he's like, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to still work. And that's impeccable. And I know how that is because my ex's father had stage 2, and that's a scare, Yeah. So I know what it's like for people going through that, and that's heroic, for lack of a better word. It was heroic what he did.
Now there've been a lot of tributes going around and stuff like that. I didn't know that he was actually supposed to start training for Black Panther 2 next month. Actually, because they're supposed to go before cameras, I think in March or April, because they have a 2022 release date.
Right.
And what we're gonna discuss here tonight, and I hope nobody gets too offended, because that's not the intent to offend anybody or somebody thinking that you shouldn't talk about this right now. The reason why I'm gonna talk about it is because they're not changing that release date.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I thought they were. I'm like, okay, they're probably gonna give it, probably push it back a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're not. Marvel's not doing that. Disney's not doing that. So, and I feel bad because I feel bad for the person, because I think, just personally, I think they're gonna recast the character, and
they have to.
Yeah, and the reason why, because there are a lot of people who say, well, Shuri should be Black Panther. The way they set they set the story up, I don't think they're gonna do that at this point. A matter of fact, the way I think they have Shuri set up is she's gonna be the new head science person. She's gonna take the Stark role, basically. Basically, and there's nothing, and once again, there's nothing wrong with that. So before people start saying, oh, you just don't want to see a woman, no, I've read more comics than you, so I know she's been Black Panther. but I think the way they've written her in the comics now, I think it works better to show them as a united front, her and T'Challa, where
Right.
she's basically the brain and he's the brawn. Even though he is a genius himself, they they pretty much hinted that she's smarter than him, and she
Yeah.
lets him know it on more than one occasion.
Yeah, and
Your
they
little
even
sister does that.
kind of hinted at it in
Yeah.
the Black Panther movie. They hinted at that.
Yeah. So and she has no problem letting him know because she's his little sister.
Right.
Of course, she's gonna let him know. She the only one who can talk to him like that and get away with it.
She's always ripping on him, and then
Yeah.
it's good. It's funny, and you roll with it because it works.
Yeah. I mean, that's from the comic. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. And another thing too is I like the fact that it shows that side, that scientific side, because once again, and one of the things that the MCU was criticized for was lack of not really lack of diversity, but kind of like lack of showing diversity within different things.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm like, yeah, we need to keep her as the genius she is as a science head. She can fight. We all know she can fight. That's been established. We all know she can fight. We know she can throw down.
They haven't showed that in the movies yet, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah, but once again, she's not beating M'Baku, but she can fight.
No.
So, let's not get it twisted, because I know some people are thinking, oh yeah, well, if she becomes Black Panther, she'll be able to. No.
She would lose that challenge.
Yeah, she would lose that challenge. I hate to say it easily, but
yeah, I mean, it's just facts. I mean,
yeah, it's just facts. So
facts.
Honestly, I think they're going to recast the character. I feel bad for whoever comes behind Chadwick, though. Just like I've said on multiple occasions when we talked about Wolverine, I'm like, I feel bad for somebody got to come behind Hugh Jackman, because immediately it doesn't matter what that individual does, they're gonna be compared.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not fair, but
yeah,
it's gonna happen. So, and plus, with the rumor that Storm is supposed to be showing up in Black Panther 2, you kind of need.
That's true.
Yeah, you kind of need T'Challa for that.
Yeah.
If that rumor is true and they're taking that from the comic series, I think they're taking it from. You need T'Challa for that, because Shuri doesn't meet Aurora. T'Challa does.
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. I completely understand why people,
I mean, this isn't about Chadwick Boseman. This is about the character of Black Panther.
Itself,
you know, like we can still mourn Chadwick Boseman and talk about the future of MCU. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and I just want people to understand that it's not a, I can't say disrespect, but it's not like that. It's just it's on most people's minds, because you can tell that
everybody's thinking about it one way or another.
So and I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, who do you get? So I'm like, because right now, if you're going before cameras in, I think it was March or April, don't you kind of have to like get this done within the next month or two? Because they got to start training, right?
Yeah, I have what I think, or at least I feel, is a perfect pick at this point, and I think it's a respectful pick. But I'm gonna let you go first if you have any ideas. If you don't, then I'll just go.
With the first person I thought of was Denzel Washington's son, John. I was like, he's right now, because I know people. He didn't look like it, but Chadwick was older than me.
Yeah. So
yeah, he didn't look his age. He looked
very young. But black. Black don't crack.
Yeah. So, but he was older than me, and I think like
he's
if you get
a year older than me.
Yeah. So if you get somebody like John David Washington, or somebody like a little younger, you can actually like do. I think you can kind of lock them in, because the other rumor too was T'Challa was supposed to be in multiple movies, because they were going to use him as like the
kind of the bridge character.
Yeah, kind of the bridge character, because like in the comics now, Black Panther is actually the leader of the Avengers. It's not Steve Rogers anymore. It's
Okay.
it's T'Challa. T'Challa runs the Avengers. Steve gave it to him because basically it looks better on the world stage to have him run the Avengers, so they don't have to run through all this red tape all the time.
Right.
You know, that was so. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So if you could do that for the MCU, that actually makes sense too because Steve ain't there no more. Neither is Tony. So
Right.
you just killed two birds with one stone, basically. So, so who you think?
My pick would be the guy who played young T'Chaka. And
Oh,
he's and if you know it or not, he's the real life son of old T'Chaka.
yeah, he's
That's why
John
they look so
Connie's
much
son.
alike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah. Oh God, what is his name?
yeah. I can't remember his name right now.
You know what? You gonna have me look this up. John
Go ahead and look
Connie's
it up.
John
But
Connie's
yeah,
son.
he he had a small part or whatever, but he exuded that kind of royalty, that regalness, and that little scene. And it would make sense because again he looks like T'Chaka. So
Yeah,
it's to me,
Atandua Connie.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and he's authentically African,
yeah. So you don't have to
and
worry about that because he can speak
right.
Kosa.
hmm
So
So
and
that's who I would go with. But I'm not looking at all the potentials that they might be looking at.
yeah,
Um, they may see somebody better, which is fine. But me looking from the outside in, that's who I would go with.
because it actually makes now that you mention it, it does make sense because he's 36, so you can at
Mhm.
least lock him in for what four or
Right?
five movies.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, so I mean, and so
And
he's
he's
young
been
enough.
Black Panther already.
Yeah,
you know.
he's just been another version. So like you
Right.
can bring him in. Yeah, that would actually work. I don't know why I didn't think of that either.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Yeah, I'm like,
Honestly, when I thought about it, I was like, well, that would work. And people have seen him on screen in that role already, even though I was pretty tiny.
yeah,
But if you have flashback sequences or whatever little visitations to the dad, they look alike. I mean, that's why they picked him because he looked so much like his dad, a younger version of him. So
yeah. He
you
really
can
do. It's
continue
kind
to
of
play that
scary.
up.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
scary. So,
yeah. Some
but
people thought he was de-aged. I was like, nah,
nah,
that wasn't visual effects. That's his son.
that is actually his son. Yeah, cause so yeah, that yeah okay, I can see that. The well, I'm pretty sure they're never
He's
gonna.
mostly unknown, so I don't know if they would want to take a chance on. But
I
you
mean,
know, Chadwick he wasn't a star yet. I mean,
no,
Black Panther made him a star.
yeah,
He was in a bunch of movies.
but they
He played
weren't
really
like
good.
yeah, he was good, but they weren't like
Yeah, he
they
was good. He
weren't
was always a good actor.
yeah,
Like,
but they weren't breaking down that like um what the 42 did not bring the house down.
right.
Um, neither did what
It
was
was a
it? Get
good
on up.
movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, 42 is probably my favorite.
Yeah, the
That
James
he's
Brown
done.
one I liked, but I liked for different reasons because it had some funny moments because James Brown was off the chain. But
Yeah.
yeah, but that one and like I said, I haven't had a chance to see the Thurgood Marshall one yet. I plan on seeing it. I rented it, so I plan on seeing it.
I should have. I wish I would have watched the Five Bloods already because
Mhm.
it's going to be hard for me to watch it knowing that his character is dead.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh gosh, that's going to be tough.
I
Now,
watched it and I liked it.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I liked it. It's one of Spike. You know how I feel about Spike Lee. He's off and on to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
This is
he's
one
off
of
and
his
on to
better
me
ones.
too.
Yeah, this is one of his better ones.
Okay.
And yeah, Chad was amazing, in it, but Del Orlando stole the show on that one. But yeah, and I think he has another one coming out on Netflix. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think that's the last one that he shot live action. I think that they said he shot. So it's it, and I have to say this because as black men, we don't normally like going to the doctor and stuff. But yeah, we probably need to start making sure we.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I,
It's sad that it took this for me to think about it, but I'm definitely going to get checked
yeah,
because
well,
that's
they were
something that
saying.
affects us a lot.
Yeah, and I didn't even know this, but they were like, I was reading reports. They're like, yeah, that type of cancer is actually happening more and more in younger people. So you're supposed to start getting checked for that when you're 40. So
Yeah, that's what I'm there, so I got
yeah,
to go
so
check it out.
yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah,
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
not looking forward to that. So I'm like,
My mother-in-law had one, and she said it was great. I'm like, what?
what the? Okay.
She's funny.
Oh.
She's a funny lady.
Yep, I'm not. Yeah, I need to look up that how they do that because I'm hoping it's
Yeah,
like a full. I'm hoping it's like an MRI. I'm
yeah.
probably
Well, my
wrong.
father-in-law had one, and he was not happy. My mother-in-law joked that he was crying like a baby during the procedure. So that
that will probably
would
be
probably
me.
be me. I'm not looking forward to that at all. But
Yeah,
it's for our health. We
yeah,
gotta do what we gotta do.
yeah. So I mean that's. But yeah, because I never really thought about it. I know the prostate cancer one. I'm supposed to start getting checked around 45. I'm like, okay, I got a few years for that. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, this one there's when I was reading up on it because of course when he passed, they started that's when reports started coming out about like colon cancer and like who it's affecting and stuff. With as opposed because you're supposed to get that checked when you're supposed to get the prostate cancer checked, but now there's like you probably need to start getting that done earlier than previously thought. I'm like, okay, that's okay. So not looking forward to that, but it must be
Yeah.
done.
No.
So it must be done. But the other question that I when I thought about this when I was thinking about doing this cast is what do you do if you're Marvel and you're in this situation? Do you scrap that plan of having uh the character of T'Challa be the bridge, or do you keep it going? Do you keep that plan in place?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
I think they should keep that plan in place. Obviously, Chadwick's presence is, Chadwick. It's where it would be more uh, beneficial to him being in all those other films and being in a new actor that you have to get reacclimated with. But that, I mean, um, I guess it's better that this actor, whoever they are, will have their own solo movie first to reacquaint us. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so at least there's that where he's not just popping up already in these other movies, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, you're not Chadwick.
yeah.
Um,
And let's not forget they've already changed actors once, and they just did it. And that was Don Cheadle and Howard. So
yeah, and that was
that
that was
is
very jarring.
yeah, because Don Cheadle looks nothing like him.
Yeah, you go from a light skinned tall guy to a short dark skinned dude. So that was pretty jarring, but nobody even thinks about it anymore. So
Yeah,
because
I
Don
mean,
Cheadle is a
I
good
don't even think
actor,
they
so
batted an eye. I don't
no,
think so. We know they can do it. They've done it before. Even Mark Ruffalo and Ed Norton.
yeah,
I mean,
that's a little different because I know the Incredible Hulk was supposed to be a part. It's supposed to be a part of the MCU canon,
yeah, but they kind
but
of
it still feels like it was a separate thing.
yeah. Thank you,
Um,
Paramount.
yeah.
I,
Paramount did a great job though. They were running the show up until what, Civil War.
yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, but they could have let
people
yeah,
forget that. People think it was always Disney. No, it was Paramount.
Paramount. Because matter of fact, Paramount just
They had
let
a
go of
great plan.
Namor. Yeah, Paramount just let go of Namor. I don't know why they had Namor, but
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
yeah, Paramount just let go of Namor and they let go of somebody else. So most of the Marvel characters are back with Marvel proper.
Hmm.
Most of them are. Sony ain't never letting Spider-Man go.
No,
Not as
I mean
long
I can't
as
say that I blame them. I
yeah,
wish they would, but I
yeah.
can't. It makes
But
no business sense to do that.
yeah, and on top of that, I think I like the new
What
thing
a
anyway. With
dumbass deal, though.
well,
That was just a terrible deal, Marvel. I know you were struggling at the time, but
yeah,
goodness gracious,
yeah,
that
that
was a
was
bad deal.
ridiculous. But I like it now where they can have free flow of characters, so they can't say like, okay, you can't have you can't use Craven. Yeah, you can use Craven. I mean,
Yeah,
y'all not doing nothing with him. So
right.
so yeah, I kind of like that idea. But yeah, they're not giving up freaking Spidey anytime soon. But then on the flip side of that, outside of the animation, they ain't making no money either.
Right, right.
I find that to be funny. Because yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse made a lot of money. Venom did okay.
Yeah. Actually, I thought Venom did really well. Didn't it do like 700 mil or something? Nobody was expecting that.
I think it did, but I think like after all the marketing and stuff, I think it wasn't. Let me see.
Well,
I
yeah,
want to.
obviously
Yeah,
that's a whole nother story
yeah,
as far as what they actually make.
yeah. So I think it did. I think it did. No, it did above expectation.
Yeah, I think it exceeded expectations for
Yeah.
sure.
So that's why they were able to go ahead with the sequel. But I
I feel
still.
like that sequel is not going to do what the first one did. I think unless it's like really good, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. Oh, boy. They want to do they want to do Paint the Town Red, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all
After
ain't ready for
everything,
that.
yeah, after everything, it was 856 mil. So yeah,
Okay.
After worldwide sales, it was 856 mil. I don't think it did. Yeah, it was 213 here.
Okay.
That's why. Yeah, that's what it was. It was
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
So
that's not bad. That's just not what you would expect. That's
yeah. So the thing is, I think what helped Venom also was the fact that it came out in a dead month, October.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that actually, to an extent, it kind of helped out Black Panther too, because Black Panther came out in February, which is a dead month.
Right.
But the other thing too is Black Panther's actually good. So
Right. It was actually good. So
yeah, so that's what happens when you put like a good movie out and then there's nothing else that's coming out till April.
right.
It's gonna stay there. Ask Deadpool. Deadpool came out in February. It didn't leave till June.
Insane.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the DVD beat it out of the theaters. The DVD was out in May. The movie was still in theaters. That first
Crazy.
Deadpool movie. Now, the other thing too is, and this is another thing that I'm a little bit worried about, is that supposedly because of the pandemic having to push everything back, Black Panther 2 now is going to be in the summertime. I don't really like that, but it is what it is, I guess, at this point. So
Yeah.
hopefully by 2022, like, stuff will be somewhat back to a more feasible
Back to somewhat normal.
yeah, somewhat, because I don't think it's ever going to be normal again. It's not going to be like it used to be. That's why I feel bad for like movies like Tenet, and I even feel bad for Wonder Woman to an extent, because if push come to shove, they're going to have to start doing theater plus on demand.
Yeah, I mean, but they're set up for that.
Yeah, I mean now they
Warner
are.
Brothers is. Yeah,
Now they are. But I mean, that's why I think like this thing that Disney Plus did with Mulan is going to be the testing ground. They're going to wait and see. Like, if people do this, they're probably going to start doing a mix, because the days of you getting $1 billion in your first 2 weekends, that's over.
Yeah.
That's over. You're not. They're not going to be able to, because I don't even think they're going to have like full capacity. I think the most you're probably going to get is like half capacity.
Yeah.
If that, and if your movie's over 2.5 hours, that means you got less times to be out to, you got less
to play in the day.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to, if you're trying to get that money, you're gonna have to do on demand as well as a theater.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just gonna have to. So, and I know we've talked about this offline, but like when you actually think about it, $30 ain't that much especially when you have a family. Because if you have a family and you go into the theater, depending on how many kids you got, you probably spending close to $100.
Yeah.
That's before you even talk about concessions.
Yeah, we ain't talking about food yet.
Yeah, you're spending about close to $100. So 30 at home where you can get a pizza that two for $7.99 at Pizza Hut. You spend $37 or 100, and you sitting in the house with a 70-inch TV.
Right.
You tell me what you know.
And if you like what you just saw, you can watch it right away again.
Yeah, right again. Yeah. So I mean, it's one of the situations where I'm like, we knew this was going to happen because Netflix and Hulu have already started doing this with their own movies. I'm like, people ain't going to be going to the movies for everything no more. They just not. So I think if this works out with Mulan, I think that's what we're going to be going to. I would not be surprised.
It saddens me.
It saddens me till I look at my checking account and I realize that, hey, you know what? This ain't that much.
I get it. I know it's more expensive to go to the movies, and there's the hassle and all that. But it's like, it's the last thing that we have. It's one of the last things, that we have. We already lost so much stuff to the internet, and I just hate to see stuff like this go. People gonna go out and be around each other, because we need to do that and interact with each other as well. That's one of the issues we have today, is that people don't talk to each other enough. They just interact through computers and electronic devices, and we're losing a little bit of humanity, I think. But can't stop the future. It's gonna happen.
That's true. I mean, yeah. When I think about it, like we say it like that, yeah, that does kind of make sense. But then I look at my checking account, and
I'm just an old school movie going head.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I just rolled that experience.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there are certain films that should be viewed in the theater. I just think, like, a lot of times we get, like, when you start looking at some of the stuff that come out, you're like, how the hell?
Oh yeah, I don't go to the movies for everything. I make informed decisions on what I'm going to see.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if it was like back in the day, back in the 90s, we had like the dollar theater that had like good movies in it.
Oh man, you just took me back. The dollar theater, goddamn.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if we still had that then, but everything, like, and God forbid you go see like D-Box or IMAX or something, bro.
Yeah, oh goodness.
Even if you go during the matinee, you still gonna drop about 20.
Did I just go to a movie or a music concert? What the heck?
Yeah.
Where did that money go?
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. Just because at the end of the day, I think we all know that, like, characters are gonna have to be replaced. Like, actors are gonna have to be replaced, because when I sit back and think about it, like, Robert Downey Jr. was in his 50s. Like, he wasn't gonna be playing Iron Man forever.
No.
As much as we love how he played Tony Stark, he wasn't gonna be playing that forever.
No, he can't.
Like, Chris Evans is my age. He wasn't gonna be Captain America forever. So
no.
I mean, we only got him for a short amount of time. So they kind of have to get their movies and get them done and get them out. And I understand that, because they're gonna wind up either having to be recast, or, like, I think the way Marvel has set up, you can go from like Avengers to X-Men to Fantastic Four, then come back to Avengers with a whole new cast.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be, because by the end it'll be like 10, 15 years. So you can kind of do it like that, I guess. But I mean, at some point, people are gonna get recast. So I mean, it's sad a little bit, but it's always cool to see, like, somebody else's take on a character. I mean, Michael Fassbender's take on Magneto is freaking awesome.
It was great. It was perfect. Especially if the movies was so stupid. But he was not the problem.
Even James McAvoy, he was not the problem.
No, I thought he was perfect casting too.
It was just Simon Kinberg and Bryan Singer. But
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I mean it's just one of those things, and I hope that people I mean, we're gonna be saying if you didn't like the Wakanda salute before, you really finna be mad now.
Oh yeah, it's it's gonna be everywhere.
It's gonna be everywhere. The Wakanda salute is gonna be
Which
everywhere.
I'm totally cool with.
Yeah,
that's a good way to tribute them. So
yeah, I mean, if you think black folks acted up before when that movie came out, wait till Black Panther 2 drop.
I never got tired of it.
Yeah,
I always liked it anyway. I never got tired of hearing it. Because we never had that before. It's like wear it out.
Yeah, and
spoil it.
And then now it's just like, dude, we're gonna be in the theater with dashikis on and doing what kind of salute. So you gonna be, if you was mad before, if you got tired of doing that before, you ain't seen nothing yet, Jack.
I'm down for. I love the pro black, pro Africa era that we had in the early '90s. Mm-hmm. I'm down for that coming back. I can rock with that.
Yeah, I can rock with that. So I'm good. And if you think celebrities and rappers was buying out theaters before, they gonna get something built just to show that.
For real.
So I mean, yeah, it's a sad time, but I don't think people like I know people have to grieve in their own way, and everybody doesn't see death the same. Because I don't, when people die, I don't cry. I don't see death like that. So it doesn't affect me like it affects some people. But I don't.
Yeah, I mean, my dad passed away a few weeks ago, and people, some people expect you to kind of disappear and go into a hole, and I'm like, no, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, and sometimes, and this is just me speaking from my experience. I don't think your loved ones want you to be like that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he wants me moping around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be sad. You're not gonna be able to see him or talk to him, but I don't think they want you to be like that. They want you to live.
Oh. So I mean, shed your tear. I mean, some people don't cry, which that's kind of weird to me. But again, you can't take anything away from how people mourn. So, but I shed my tears, and I still do occasionally. But I still try to go on with life. You have to.
Yeah. So, and I think that'll be the same. But get your grief out, because when you don't grieve, it's 10 times worse. So.
Oh yeah. You don't bottle it in.
Yeah. If you want to grieve for Chadwick, go on and grieve, but just don't let it. Don't
let it consume you.
Yeah. Don't let it consume you. So, and I think like talking about like where the series could go, that's a good way to like not let it consume you like that, because he did play other characters, and he was very good at his job. He was very good at his job. I didn't know the brother personally, but
go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I didn't know the brother personally, but he was very good at his job from what I've seen. So
and I mean, to be going through what he was going through, silently, and still putting out these great performances, and nobody knowing, that's like I said, that's heroic.
Yeah, that's on a level where you're like, you know what, I can't ever complain about stuff again. Like I'm not.
Now you know why he was so good.
Yeah,
being T'Challa. So it's just it's his personality. It's who he is.
Yeah, which a lot of people have been saying that this week. Like Feige's been saying that, Nate Moore, Ryan Coogler, they've all been saying it. It's like, dude, that was him. That wasn't.
That wasn't like, a character he was playing. That's that was his regalness.
Yeah. So, he will be missed. I will say that he will be very, very missed. And like I said, I hope I got faith in Marvel. I don't think the Marvel casting is going to screw this up. I mean, I've questioned some of their casting choices, and I've been wrong every time I question them. So
yeah,
I'm not questioning them anymore. I
You
was
got to have that charisma, though. You got to
yeah.
have that silent charisma. It's not like in your face charisma. He just has this presence, like you got to cast somebody that's like that. To me, another person that's like that, that hasn't really been given a chance, is I don't know his real name, but the guy who plays Cyborg. He has
Ray Johnson, I think is his
presence.
name.
Yeah, Ray John. Like I think it has to do with theater because Chadwick, he was a theater guy too. So I think
Yeah.
you got to find somebody with theater background. I mean, I always when I cast for my little independent no budget movies, I always look for theater actors because it's just different. They have a different mentality. It's when you're on stage, you're in that black box or you're on that stage, you have to pretend like, it's not just you're pretending as an actor anyway, but you have to kind of exude, you know, that you're in some area that you're not. You're standing on a stage with a bunch of people looking at you, and you have to stay in character. I think that takes a lot of talent, if you're
And
good at it.
concentration.
And concentration, right? So I think you need somebody who's similar to that. Look for these. If you don't go with my choice, which I think is a good choice, look for some of these theater brothers out there and see if you can find somebody diamond in the rough. I even think M'Baka's like that. The guy who plays M'Baka, what's his name?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Winston Duke.
Winston Duke has that kind of flavor to him too. So
And
you could
um
probably
I,
find somebody.
and I was wrong. His name is Ray Fisher, not Ray Johnson. So I do
Ray
apologize. It's Ray
Fisher.
Fisher.
Okay.
But yeah, he's another good one too. I think he was criminally underused, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get to see him in this Snyder cut. Get to see him a little bit more, but we'll see.
Especially since Zach was saying that's what he did. So
Yeah, he's
I'm
saying he's
holding
the
you
heart of
to
the
it.
movie,
Yeah,
which is I
I'm
hope
holding you
so.
to it because the last
Yeah.
time a director told me that somebody had a big role in a movie, I was lied to. His name was Brian Singer, and the character was
Mhm.
Jubilee. So
Man.
the last time they said
Brian
that,
Singer's a different dude, though.
yeah,
I'm gonna take Zack Snyder for his word
yeah,
over somebody like that guy.
yeah, that guy. So I'm just once again that's just me hoping, but yeah, I think that there's a lot of talented actors in Hollywood that I think can can do it. But at the same time, I just I know it's going to be hard to actually, because they're gonna have to win people over. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be a tough call. But I think there's some people up to it that can do it. Like we've named a few of them. So
yeah,
I mean, there are some very talented actors in Hollywood that I think can do this. So
yeah.
we're just gonna have to wait and see, people. Gonna have to wait and see. But uh, it's the movie's still on track to come out 2022. I don't see them, especially since they didn't say they were gonna push it back. So I'm guessing they're probably gonna be they're probably gonna go on and recast it probably sooner
Hmm.
than later. If they don't, then I think they're probably gonna go with Shuri being Black Panther, which I once again not to knock anybody that wants that. I just don't think that's the right play at this time.
I think it's too soon. Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
soon for her to do. I don't mind her doing it, but we haven't established her to be that warrior character yet.
yeah, she's
We've seen a
not.
little bit of it, but we haven't
Yeah,
seen.
she's not. She's more on the science tech side. So,
Right.
and that's where that's where the story has her right now. So, I would hope. And once again, Letitia, right? She's young enough that she's probably could do this for like 10 years. That's
Right.
why I was like. That's why I was so happy when they started when there was rumors talking about her and Tom Holland had wanted to do some work together in the MCU. I'm like, yeah, that would be dope
That would be
because
dope.
you got Peter Parker who actually knows how to build stuff, but he has to do it with like spare parts, and he has him and Shuri become tight.
Yeah, that would be. Oh, that would be awesome.
Now we got Science Bros 2.0 or whatever, however they want to call it. Like, I mean, but that's good because you're not gonna have Ruffalo and Downey Jr., RDJ. You're not
No.
gonna have them. So Now you got
They're
two
in the
of them.
retirement home.
Yeah. So now you got them, and they can actually run with it for like 5-6 movies.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, that was another one of the things that I was amped about. That's why I'm like, I don't know, and like on top of that, it would be, in my opinion, it would just be too early to put her in the in the Panther costume. It just would be too early for that. You know, just from what they're doing story wise. Not saying, once again, you have to be careful nowadays. So you taking a clip and taking out of context, but you know, if they're gonna do it, I think they should do have the story flow organically to that instead of like. And I've been using this word a lot because I've seen a lot of people do this, pander to a certain crowd or subsect of fans that are very loud but are very few. So, and then that messes up the entire flow for everybody. If you need an example of this, Rod Skywalker.
Oh God! Why'd you have to remind me? Oh my God! What a disaster!
Just an example. Just a small example, but an example nonetheless.
Small?
A small example. I mean, hey, it's a small example. I personally, you know what? He can't do it. He can't do it. Nah, he can't do it. No. I was about to say Boyega, but he can't do it.
Nope.
He too.
Not yet. It's too early, and
he's too loud and colorful.
Yeah.
He way too crunk.
Yeah.
I love the actor though. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah.
But yeah, he don't have he way too crunk. So, but they do need to put him in something though.
Yeah, I mean they got to figure something out for him.
I mean, hell, you could throw him in X-Men or something. Yeah, make up a mutant. Yeah. Like, let him be one of the Bedlam brothers. I don't care.
Yeah, he needs to stay. I think he needs to stay on the blockbuster trajectory he was on.
Yeah, he's good enough to do it, and I think he would be great at it. Just because, like, the first movie I seen him in was Attack the Block, and I was like, dude, this dude is awesome. Which is why I was so happy he got.
I went out and bought that movie. I was like, this is awesome. I gotta have this.
Yeah, and it even had Nick Frost in it.
Yeah.
Without Simon Pegg, which was actually odd to see.
Which was so odd. It just didn't feel right in a way. All right,
what are you doing here?
I feel like something's missing, man.
The funny thing is, and I'm going to say this and then we're going to wrap up, but the funniest thing is when you see them two without the other one, the movie just don't, even the Star Trek movies, I'm like, okay, where the hell is Nick Frost at?
Yeah, where's Nick? Like, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and then I'm sitting up there, I'm watching Ted, like, where the hell is Simon Pegg at? I'm watching Star Wars, where the hell is Nick Frost at? I'm watching Into the Badlands, where the hell is Simon Pegg at? Like, y'all know y'all are brothers for real. Why aren't y'all together in everything?
Right.
So I done got so used to seeing them together because they do a lot of stuff together that I'm like, okay, why are y'all not together? Y'all know the rules. Y'all supposed to be in every feature. Y'all are supposed to be together. Y'all know the rules.
It was like, maybe this isn't the best example, but it was like seeing Corey Haim without Corey Feldman or something. Like,
no,
what are you guys doing?
Like, no, y'all are never supposed to have a separate movie.
No.
Y'all supposed to be in everything together.
This is Goonies, and you don't have another character you need, but Corey Haim needs to show up somewhere. He needs to do
at some point.
Even if he's just walking by in the background, we need spotting.
Like, he was just on set one day. I don't care. Just have him on. So yeah, I mean that's that. But hope you guys enjoyed our little discussion. Don't worry, we still plan on doing the therapy session for the MCU, the Netflix MCU that is no more. But we still plan on doing that therapy session. We'll try to get that out to you guys soon. T, anything else you want to add before we say our goodbyes for this episode?
No, not really.
All right.
No.
All right, so we are good. So, people, we will me and Tia talk about that therapy session thing, and then we'll probably. You know what? I have been inspired by your therapy sessions on the gaming side. I may have to start doing those.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do on
Yeah.
that side for sure. So
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Like
with the
Skies of
big AAA companies and all that good stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah, people not bringing back Skies of Arcadia, but yeah.
yeah,
So we will see you guys on our next vid. Thank you for joining us. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Do you think they should recast, or do you think they should just kind of like not recast them? I don't think that can
yeah.
work, but leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys on our next vid.
And don't forget, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Peace out, peeps.
Peace.
I cannot fail.
You already have, MODOK, but you did succeed in one thing. You stirred the ancient warriors that reside here in this city of the dead. The necropolis is now their home, just as Wakanda is mine. And we shall protect our homes at any cost.
What in the name of science?
No, not science, MODOK. Something far greater. Far greater.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Yes, of course. No man is fit to wield such power unchecked. Not even a king. Each of these stones is capable of shattering worlds on their own. Just imagine what they could do together.
Yes. Just imagine.